Morning, boys. Oh, fucking hell, what was that? What was that? Okay, quick. Let's load up Forex Factory. What was that? I hope that got caught on stream. BBC candle to the downside out of nowhere. Doesn't look like it was anything. Just your average day on the Nasdaq, I guess, maybe. How weird. Well, welcome to NFP Friday without the NFP, I guess. This, I've been watching this, like, since I would normally watch it. I just haven't bothered to be streaming because I don't want to be chatting utter shite whilst I wait for this 10 AM news to come into the market. But my overall bias, I'm actually unsure of whether, because we've had such a directional week, I'm unsure of whether we get this TGIF retracement, which would literally be the right here. If we do go long, I'm kind of looking for us to go long within this hourly imbalance that we're in right now. So, but like, I don't really like this 9 o'clock wick, if I'm telling you the truth. And I was sus of this sell side before I went long, but that all just got swept out pretty fast. We did have quite a small opening range gap on NQ as well today. Yeah, like literally, what's that, 12 points? 14 points. So normally that just means that the opening might be a bit rough. One cool thing I have, I've been watching ICT's new lectures, just not really being too overly like into them, just purely for my own addiction, feed my addiction. But the opening range gap is obviously I've used the opening range gap a lot in my time trading ICT, and I did mess around with trading or with having the past 3 days opening range gap on my charts, and that is something that he's spoke about a few times. And basically my point being here is this is the high of today's opening range, or yesterday's opening range gap. So this orange line here is yesterday's opening range gap high. And then if we extend that across, you can see where we just put this high in. Not saying this is the high of the day, I'm just saying that it's quite interesting. And then we also have a new day opening gap, which is down here in the like 101.5 to 105 level. We have an opening range gap there. It's also my birthday tomorrow, so wish me happy birthday, you bunch of... I don't know where I was going with that. Tomorrow I turn 22. I'm still a baby. It might well go, this is low of day. If it wants to go down for low of day, I'll just have it marked. This was the main sell side pool that I had drawn, which it's reacted off quite nicely, just basically because of how smooth this area was. All these lows in here. This green line down here is just the TGIF, like 20 to 30%. This is the 20% and 30%'s down there. I'm gonna get rid of that TGIF thing and just know that it's like, if we start going down, then I'll put it back there. But for now, it's just annoying me because it's like just got a big black line up here for no reason. My thought of the TGIF is also like we're at all-time highs, so I feel like maybe we're just gonna pump through all-time highs and keep going. And if we respect this hourly imbalance here, that is what I'll be thinking, because that's my logic for a long there is from this low to this high. This hourly imbalance is the first discount. Would help if I could click with my mouse. First discount array on the hourly. ES is way more bullish. I just realised I haven't got first presented marked up if it is though. I think that's first presented actually. That big. This could be actually. This 938. There's been a few tiny ones. I'm thinking of just doing this big ass one just because it's. Yeah. Because it's so big. Oh, that one's got a volume imbalance actually, so that could be, but I'm gonna go for the larger one just so I don't fuck anything up. Just because this is one that was just like so big and fast and scary. Yeah, we'll see what it does when the 10 AM news hits, Chad. Also, welcome, Mr. Chad. I wouldn't be surprised if we do just get a big old chop fest. Weird day. NFP was obviously scheduled and then got cancelled because of the government being non-existent all of a sudden. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's very cool, actually. Topstep tweeted that we are getting no activation fee accounts before Thanksgiving. That's awesome. That's a big dub for Topstep. Because they were lacking on that, really. They were really... This is good, though. I love this. The fact that we're getting... obviously, like, because there's so many more firms in the world now to choose from. They're all improving to fight for our money, so... Ultimately, we're the real winners because we're the ones that are going to get easier to pass accounts, cheaper to pass accounts, easier, faster payouts. So yeah, firms competing against each other is pretty ideal. Morning, Mr. P, Mr. Don, Mr. Don P. News in 8.5 minutes. I don't think Apex are ever going to do anything about that trailing drawdown. It's so built into like their brand and their business model. I doubt they're ever going to do anything about that. But I do agree that they would be the real goat if they did do something. I feel like, to be fair though, if they I'm assuming you're talking about like the intraday, like change it to end of day. If they did ever do that, they'd probably just become a kind of like a normal, not normal, they'd probably still be a good one, but like they're gonna up their price basically if they were to ever to do that. They'd have to. But they've always been a bit stingy on the payouts, I've heard, Apex. Maybe it's just because they have so many people that are obviously trying to buy them. The more people they're probably... I reckon Apex is probably the most... I wouldn't think that's a terrible thing to assume. That Apex is probably the most actively bought prop firm. Because, I mean, they're the cheapest. So, you would assume. And, like, every influencer and their dog, bar me, backs them. Members in our Discord have had issues with payouts. Yeah, yeah. Apex are a little bit sus when it comes to payouts. ES took out daily high. Wow, ESB to the moon. Interesting. So big old SMT at the highs. News in 5 minutes. YM only just took out all-time highs. Wow. YM needs to take a look at himself in the mirror. NQ do be barcoding. Thinking NQ might want lower maybe, if it's refusing to go higher. The only thing it's been stalled by is ES and YM, surely. And then now they've took all-time highs, maybe they'll all retrace on the week. AM news in 4 minutes. I'm confident enough to short NQ if we can break below this pink box, which is an hourly imbalance. But really, I would need to see it like close below it by 10 o'clock. So in the next 3.5 minutes, because if it just closes in it, then any movement below it, like by 11 o'clock, could just be it wicking down. So, do low-key have like a 2022 model on the hourly though, for sure. Just made me a little bit sus of these equal highs, but we did get a 3 drive pattern here. 1, 2, 3, so that's, honestly, that isn't a bad short to like the 20% of the week, which would be there. That, oh. Levels, labels, right, middle. And they'll stay there, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, if there wasn't 10 a.m. news, that would be not a bad short. Maybe like take first partial at 20% and then see if you can get the 30%. Because there is a daily fair value gap down here too. Like that's not been touched at all, which is a nice place for it to retrace into. $24,995 is so smooth with equal highs. 24,995. 24,992.75. That's like, I'm so confused. That's like all the way down here. Oh, with equal lows. I don't know why I read that as equal highs. What time frame are you looking at there, Mr. Chad? Oh, I think I know what you mean. No. Down here, yeah. Yeah, that's where the daily fair value gap is. I see these lows that you mean. Hello, Mr. Geordie. Welcome, Mr. Geordie. Yeah, so, this, not a bad short. Just that 10 a.m. news is about to happen, but after 10 a.m. news, I'll happily short from there, if I can still manage it. Yeah, also daily BISI, exactly. There's the 10 a.m. news. There's the 20% on the week. So really TGIF has done its job there. I just realised we have this low here. This is previous day's low. If we can start retracing, I will short towards previous day's low. If we take it, I'm probably chasing, really, at that point. And it looks like we might just have a melter. As previous day's low. This is still a valid 2022, it's just whether I want to take it since it's already taken previous day's low. We did close below that hourly. I kind of want to take it, boys. If I can get like this retracement into a discount here. Premium, sorry, and this even this 3 minute. And then I could short towards the daily imbalance. Partial at the 30% maybe. See if I can get that daily imbalance. Oh. I can go short with 1 micro. And that's if it even gets up to that 3 minute. That's not previous day's low. You are correct, Chad. Why did I think that was previous day's low? Oh, it's because it was after 6, that's why. Thank you, Chad. I saw Thursday and just assumed it was previous day's low. This is actually previous day's low. Thank you, Chad. Okay, I'm gonna put that micro in. Or you know what? You know what? I'm going to... Yeah. I'm going to go with 2 micros just because I can if I enter the order block. So let's go 2 micros from the order block just because I can like only just use 1 micro. I'm only whereas if I get it up to 2 micros, it's a bit closer to like the dollar amount that I'm trying to aim for. And I don't mind trying to enter here at this order block instead. I feel like if it's gonna come retrace all the way to this 3 minute, it's gonna hit this order block. It's a nice place for the react from. Let's get rid of that until I'm filled. But that's what I'm looking for here. And if it doesn't fill me on that, then I'm done on the week. I've only taken 1 trade all week. But I'm okay with shorting here just because all-time highs... Oh, not all-time highs, sorry. Because Friday and we had the 3 drives pattern. That's a classic reversal pattern, quite literally taught in the 2022 model. And then we have clear displacement to the downside. We can target a daily fair value gap, which is overlapping with equal lows, so entries there, target's good. How did the Bullinox evals go? I only had one Bullinox eval. I basically just kept fucking it up for like a couple months, God of War, and then I cancelled it because I realised what I was trying to do was trying to pass the eval, the Bullinox eval, whilst also trading my XFAs. Turns out I can't do that because it's too easy to see a trade that I know I should be taking on my XFAs, but taking it on the eval just for comfort's sake. So at the start of September last month, I decided to switch. I cancelled the Bullinox eval, never passed it, and decided to switch to my Topstep XFAs solely. So I'm only trading these until I either blow them or get some payouts. And then once I've got payouts, then I'll probably move on from Topstep. Honestly, there's Come on, speak English, Brad. There's a lot of other firms out there that I'd rather scale up with them. And even like Topstep X, I might even switch to NinjaTrader or Tradeify just because it seems like copy trading across firms is potentially easier using that. But even still, that's all a while away. Just realised I need to put a buy stop up here. It's always a good habit I need to make sure I'm doing. So I'm not just sat in the market with a limit order just sat there. Boom, 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 boom. At this point, I'm just looking to get short anywhere I can, really. Nope. Like, I'm so tempted to short from like this fair value up here, but that's just such a chase. That's basically just because we stalled here. We came down, stalled a little bit, went lower, but like that's chasing really. Whether it works out or not is chasing. Yeah, I think you're right, Journey, but I wouldn't be doing it with Topstep anyway. Once I've done these accounts, actually, to be fair, if Topstep do that whole activation fee thing, then that might be even, they might become like the absolute cheapest ones in the game again, as far as like for end of day drawdown. We have some very, very, very short-term buy side here in in the form of these two old equal highs. Right now what I'm thinking is it even gonna come and get me? Right. I have no choice but to just kind of sit here and wait. So all my XFAs are from that deal, Jordy. All 5 of them. Still gone. They all got passed from that deal. Ugh. Yeah, that was crazy. £3.50 in my local currency. The Great British Pound. And that was how much mine were a month. So I had 5 of them, so what? £17. I was paying £17, which is, you know, like $25 a month for 5 evals. Pretty crazy. Jesus, Tom P. That's one hell of a red day. 9 out of 11 days green and 1 red day wiped all the gains. That's crazy. Yeah, it was over a year ago, Jordy. Yeah. That's what I'm saying about these XFAs. I've just barely traded them. I was scared to lose them. But I've got over that now, which is why I'm risking a bit more on them. Because it just wasn't a good thing to do. Like, it was all well and good me saying I'm never going to lose them, or I haven't lost them. But I hadn't made any money off of them either, so... kind of standing on my high horse. Boo-boo-ba-doo-boo. ES looks so different to NQ. I still have this limit order sitting here. I've not forgotten about it. Is it still the ideal short? At least for me. Is it the first premium array? Yeah, it is. See, the thing is, like, what we're going to do now is either just sweep above this buy side that we've just, like, plopped here. And then, also, you see how many little dots it's making? That's because my mouse is fucked. Yeah, either sweep this buy side and then continue lower, or it's going to come up and fill me here and then continue lower. They're obviously the 2 outcomes where it goes lower. Equal highs coming, yep. You're watching the wrong person's stream then, and Geordie, if you're trying not to watch the 1 minute, I'm constantly on the 1 minute. Okay, here's that buy side. Am I going to get filled on my short? That's the question. Got it right here, Mr. Geordie. Got it right here. Oh, hit me in the face with it. Metal Game of Trading by Jared. Jared Tindall. I also borrowed that from my uncle yesterday. Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. So I want to read that, to be honest. I don't really want to read something that's trading related at the minute. I want to read for whatever other reasons there are. Okay, so we might have like a very short-term buy-side raid here and then continuation. I low-key will take that as a short. If we break lower here, I'll take that as a short, assuming that we're not going to retrace higher. If we break like, because we've swept buy-side again here, we've had a bit of a retracement. If we break lower now, then I'll look for something here to get short on, to go for this previous day's low. Stop at this high. As soon as we hit previous day's low and hit into that daily volume balance, that value gap, then I'm done. Chad's in short. I might be joining Chad in a minute. See what I get here as far as my model. Really, I need this swing low broken and then I can get short, but I would prefer if it can show me a bit more of, like, maybe break this one or maybe even that one. I feel like if it breaks that very, like, the low of day, then it's probably going to run off without me. Huh, interesting. I'm not really getting much displacement lower here. I'm literally not broken a swing low yet. In this like little retracement and then continuation. I don't have much to work with on any time frame other than the 1 minute. Yeah, no momentum yet. Liam is like that twice adopted kid that likes chewing tobacco. Yeah, I tend not to pay YM any mind. ES and NQ are more closely related or correlated than YM, which is why YM tends to do its own thing, whether it's good or bad. I used to trade YM, but not like futures. I traded for like the Forex version of YM, the US 30. I'm so creative in the chat when I'm not trading. Okay, so here's some potential movement. I kind of like this fair value gap that's up here, this tiny one. I don't like my stop there though. I would feel pretty uncomfortable with my stop there. So maybe if I do enter, my stop will go up there. Chad got in somewhere around here, guys. Somewhere around here. After that very short term like stop run. I'm just gonna watch this. I'm not really confident enough in this fair value gap to enter on it. It's so small and not much displacement really until like that last candle. Literally, it's so small I can't even extend it. Price hanging around POC, good to know. Good to know. So yeah, my short would have potentially looked something like that. Stop like there, or maybe even there. Target, I don't know. Low of day. 30%. Previous day's low. I can put 4 micros on it. But it's not looking. Yeah, I'm gonna wait and then I'll see what it does afterwards. Because I'm just not confident enough in that. It doesn't look good enough. I still think it could retrace higher. Looks like I might have been right. I still have this 3 minutes, so we might finally be getting filled on that. We can hope. I still like that 3-minute fill. Like that. Let's delete that. Tap the hourly low. Hourly imbalance. I wouldn't mind. So basically what I'm thinking now is if it wants to come retrace and get me, that's preferred. If it breaks lower here, then I will look again for like more of a continuation type play. I'm waiting for my preferred retrace entry, or if I don't get that, I'll look for some sort of continuation move. But the fact that that taps that hourly imbalance. Glad I didn't enter there. Like I was able to judge that that really wasn't much of a break lower. Although I was tempted. B saved the loss, nice. If we can break this low now that we just put in, if we can break that with a bit more momentum / displacement, then I'll be excited to get in short on that basis. I would have actually been okay, I think. My stop would have, yeah, I would have like just been alive. But that's only because the micro and the mini are actually pretty different on that particular wick. On the mini, that would have got stopped. On the micro, I would have been safe because on the micro, it's like here for some reason. Five looks pretty nice. Oh, that 5 does look quite tempting actually, but what's the... Because that the 5 minutes like just about in a discount or premium, enough for me to short from it. So that would look something like this. That's quite a big stop. Looks like a 1 to 2, and that's just the previous day's low. I kind of want to see if I can snag the 3-minute entry because that's such a nicer entry. And then I'm able to take a partial on that one as well because I can go in with more than one contract. That 5 minutes where? That 5 minutes... Did that... Oh, the 5 minute got filled. I didn't even clock that. Go away. Oh, it didn't actually get filled on the micros though. I'm gonna see if I can somehow get my stop a bit tighter, not having to put it all the way that candle. I can. I'm gonna enter on the 5 minute just because I can, but my stop will be a bit tighter. My stop will be at the high of this order block here, which I'm okay with. So if that wants to get me, then that can. Like I say, the minis did already do this setup, so I'm kind of just... It's just the unfortunate thing that happens when you trade the micros if I don't get filled, but again, I will look for a continuation. I don't know, Jordan, you could say so, but I prefer 3 drives. The 3 drives pattern is like best when it's driving up towards like some measure of buy side. So we had like this pre-market like equal highs here, and this here kind of did 1, 2, 3 drives and then stopped just shy of this like this buy side target and then dropped off a cliff. So maybe you could consider that as 3 drives. I wouldn't consider it as a good one. I mean, it did invert this hourly imbalance, so there's the logic's definitely there, Geordie. I just don't know. Like, it doesn't stand out to me. I see 3 drives more as More as an outright reversal than like a continuation. I would likely take that short. Do what you will with that, Brady boy. My order's in, Geordie. My order's in. I like the fact that we have like quite smooth lows down here as well, and that looks to me like it's got more to do down there. I'm not filled yet, so I need to really, it needs to like poke with this high one more time, and then I'll probably be filled. Ugh. Yeah, you are right, Geordie. You are right. YM breaking highs, ES almost at highs. I'm not comfortable shorting NQ right now. Yeah, that's fair, Chad. That's fair. ES is literally at highs of the day, so. ES isn't even below any of this pre-market liquidity that NQ is far below. Ba-boom. So do you reckon we'll get NFP next week or not? Do you reckon we actually do get it next week? How long do these government things, Americans, Dumpy, Journey, if you're still in the chat, how long... Oh yeah, Journey is there. That was a 15-minute Sibby tap too. 'Twas indeed, Mr. Journey. How long do these government shutdowns normally last? They normally last like a week or so. When did they officially shut down? Was it Wednesday that it officially shut down? Where's first presented? I closed my charts. First presented's like up here. Well, I'm using this one. You could argue it's like this one or even one like really small one here, but I'm going to use this one today just because it's the biggest boy. Last time it happened, it was a month. Jesus. Last one was 2018, about 2 weeks. Trump has the record of shutdown length. Of course he does. It's scheduled, Geordie, but again, it's not. It's tentative, or whatever the word is. So it's not confirmed, but it is. It's on the calendar. He's blaming 5 Democrats right now. Nice. Classic Trump. I was bitter all those government workers who saved up and could weather the 1 month of no pay. Do they not get paid? Or... I thought if you worked for the government, when it shuts down, you just like get put on furlough, so you're still getting paid. You're just not working. You're getting like, I don't know how furlough works. That's how it works here. We have a few kids in the office that are extremists and won't back down on their side. Oh, they got all their back pay. Right, okay. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Yesterday PM was so clean. I didn't even look at the PM yesterday. Really? Kind of just looks like, I mean, it just moved up, but there's no real like sweep or anything in there for me, at least. I'm sure that's clean for some people, but for me that's just kind of like, I guess, nice movement, but not really anything there for my model, really. My model kind of requires us to be trading at the extremes. Not like the extremes, but I need a model where there's obviously like liquidity sweeps and stuff. 2 wins, 4 risk reward yesterday, nice. Okay, maybe I get filled here. Trade number 2 of the week. Let's see how it goes. Filled, there we are. So partial number 1 is going to be a low of day. Down there. And then previous day's low, wherever that is. See if it wants to get all the way down there to previous day's low. Them equal lows. 99375. That's the trade. Let me get rid of them. Yeah, I'll just keep the executions. Whatever. So let's see how this trade goes. Not upset with this entry at all. Quite happy with this trade. I'll check it. I'll check it after this trade, Chad. I have to like go on close and open a bunch of stuff to even get to Discord. The way my computer's set up right now. Or I can actually, I'll tell you, I'll do it on my phone. I don't have to fuck with anything. Oh, nice. Some solid little long plays there. Oh, that equal low, that second one I really like. That equal low sweep and then continuation. I hope this doesn't go into like a kind of consolidation, like boring ass thing. I want it to stop me out fast or at least get to a bit of profit fast. Do you know what I am going to do? I am going to just quickly run and grab a drink of water because my throat is killing me. Three-hour trade coming, I hope not. Not again. At least it looks like if I am getting stopped, then it should stop me pretty quick. Was that 15 minute? Is that going to get disrespected? 3 minutes on that. Yeah, ES is ripping higher. Chad is right, but I don't really want to. I mean, I don't try to let it influence me because I should be trading one chart, not like trying to worry about what the other ones are doing. Obviously, it does matter realistically, but I try not to let it influence me. If I see a nice setup on one. Oh yeah, I probably am if it closes above that 15. I don't know though, because like the 5 will look still very clean, so the 15 probably really doesn't bother me that much. Because look at the hourly as well on NQ. On the hourly, we closed below this imbalance here. Obviously this wick doesn't look great. So and we did take this 6 PM low, but I don't know. I don't see any harm in taking a stab. So that first 5 minute candle didn't print terribly. Might even print bearish. Oh, we do have a macro coming as well. I would have got filled on my 3 minute order block entry. Oh well. Is this 5 minute going to close? I mean, it's going to respect that 15 that did look slightly worrying, but it's respecting it. 5 minutes closing nice. So yeah, first 5 minutes of the trade went well, basically. Well, like 5 or 6 minutes. My stops, I'll put my stop as like a thick red line, and then we can put it on there. Kai's stop loss. Like, I've got a comfortable area of drawdown in here for it to even like bounce off the first presented and then respect and then continue lower. $15 looks cooked. I think that 15 looks okay from my view. I mean, we respected this imbalance on that candle. This one's only just opened. It's got 14 minutes to like wick all the way up here and then shoot back down. And my overall draw is these equal lows slash previous day's low slash daily fair value gap. Obviously, the only thing about this trade is that it has already hit, it's hit a 25% retracement on the week. So like that's the only thing where you could argue, well, like, oh, it's hit the, like TGIF is complete, right? So, but the setup looked too clean, and we had like enough like of a further target to the downside for me to take it. Boom, 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 boom. 30 hasn't hit, yeah, but 20% is enough. And it's, well, I mean, it's even hit 25%. But it can go, TGIF can extend like all the way up to 40%. I'm just basing it off like the minimum required retracement has been complete. But we do have, obviously, further retracements that are possible, and we do have a nice target a bit below. Like, I wonder if this, where's 40%? Let's put this as like 0.4. And then make it green. Yeah, so 40% is down here, which is inside this daily fair value gap. I don't think we're going to retrace all the way down there, but I only need to get a new low of day to make money. So as soon as we get new low of day, I'll get a partial and I'll go to break even. I think there's a lot of stuff ICT hasn't really told about TGIF. I think it goes a bit more in depth as regards to like how to determine how far it's going to retrace. But your best bet really is like, I don't know, just targeting each like 20, 30. You could even go like 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And then, yeah, like just taking partials at each one, I guess. And if you're being strict, you could say like 20%, it's done. Like, I'm not going to try and short it now. That's a nice 5-minute candle. More of those, please. Do. Fell just short of first presented, which low-key is actually a good thing. Because if it can't reach up for that, it's more bearish. I'm not saying that it's going to just melt off from here, but if that is the high of the retracement. You kind of have another 3 drives in there again, Geordie, see? You have, let's drop onto like a 1 minute and look at that. Where is it best? Look at that, there's like a 3 drives there again, see? 1, 2, 3. My mouse is terrible at the minute, I'm going to replace it over the weekend. So, I mean, yeah, it's there on the 3 minute as well, but you can see it even on the 5, you can see those literal 5 swing highs on the 5 minute. Each one knocking out some liquidity of people trying to short. one other nice bonus actually is we did retrace it into the opening range gap. Didn't even realise that, but that's another nice bonus. I can show you the regular trading hours chart so you can see. So on that retracement, here's the opening range gap. So we retraced into that and then rejected. So that's not a bad sign. The regular trading hours chart, low-key, looks like real nice for shorts. I just watched this chart. Because those equal lows, I don't know why, they just look way closer when we're on this regular trading hours chart. You know? This is also that high I said about the start of the stream. The high of yesterday's opening range gap was the high of this opening that we had today, which is pretty interesting. Whether it'll be the high of the day or not, who knows, but it's pretty cool how we got like this big rejection here into the TGIF. Pretty cool. So yeah, still pumping, still pumping. Three drives and a sweep. Did we displace properly on a 1 hour? Then would technically be a shallow retracement before the move down. Yeah, I think we did. I mean, the 1 hour doesn't look great, to be honest. Just purely based off that wick, but... oh, I ran out of music. Well, not run out, I just need to press a button to make it play more. There we go. Oh. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. I'm gonna measure this mean threshold, and I'm just gonna use a bit of discretion. If we close above, let me draw out as a yellow line, 14150, because this is like the real like order block really. If we close above that on a 5-minute chart, above 151, above 141.5, if we close above there, I'll manually close the trade, just because we shouldn't be closing above the mean threshold if I'm right. Really, we shouldn't be closing above this fair value gap here, but this is going to be my last ditch kind of. If it closes above that, then I'm done. Let's make that a dashed line instead of a solid one. I don't, not today, Don. I forgot to do it today. I will draw them up now, though. May as well. I just need to go onto my separate, I have a separate layout for them, that's why I always forget to draw them. It's Thursday. Thursday. 4 4 o'clock. 9:30. Yeah, it looks like we bounced off point of control there with the value area levels. And we're currently above the value area high of the previous day. Mine's showing that we bounced off point of control around like 10:10, 10:20. And then we broke above previous day's value area high, retested it at 10:50. But then for the current session, where are we in relation to the current session? Yeah, see. That's interesting. Yes, on what I said. I feel like I might be sitting in this trade a while. We are, what? We're about 15 minutes into this trade, and like just a bit in drawdown. Above value area high is good for shorts, right? Yeah. It's oversold conditions, I think. The value area high for the current session we're not at yet. We're below it. But we're above the previous day's value area high, which it can be good for shorts, Geordie. It cannot, because we can break above, like it seems like we broke above previous day's value area high right now. And then we've retested it to go higher, so. Value area levels, I would actually say, probably look bullish, if anything. Depends on who you're asking, right? What's your take on how your value areas looked on? You're more experienced with them than I am. What's yours kind of telling you? Because I'm kind of in the state where I just kind of look at it and I'm just like, well, there's some levels. Don't really know what they're telling me, but there's some levels. Should spool higher in a few minutes. If not, I close my trade. Oh, you're in a trade, Chad? You're a long? We're in the macro. Just clock that. We're in the 10:50, 11:10 macro. I'm comfortable with where it's kind of stalling. I just obviously would like to see it break a bit lower. Shocker. Guy who's in a short wants to see lower price action. You guys really came here for an exciting stream. Full of tips and tricks. Did it? Yeah, it did. Like I said before, Chad, I'm not too bothered about that, just because this 5 minute, like, when an imbalance gets disrespected on a higher time frame, it could always just be rebalancing lower time frame imbalances, which in this case is exactly what's happening, or is what I'm framing it as happening anyway. That's why even if I entered on like a 1 minute, so like I'll never exit a trade if a fair value gap gets disrespected, because I won't like it obviously, but I used to manually exit once, like say like the fair value gap that I entered off here, like say this closed above this fair value gap that I entered off, so it closed like here. I would sometimes, like in the past, have just manually exited out of that. So I stopped doing that because, one, it clearly just didn't work. The amount of times I would close and then it would turn around and go in my direction, and it would annoy me. So I may as well just hold on to it. My stop loss is there for a reason, right? And then also, like, if you think about it logically, it could just be going up there to fill in some lower time frame. Like, literally, I'm talking like 30-second, 15-second imbalances. That's the way I like to think about it. I don't take trades based on volume profile, and I don't believe anyone should. If your liquidity matches up with it, that's great. I should just do a class on it for everyone and how I see it. Targets are nice for VP. Okay, for you. Ow. Back in profit. I'm talking like after you have entered, Chad. Like, obviously I entered short off of this 5-minute fair value gap. So I sell into a fair value gap. Like, I'm not the type of trader that's like wants to wait for this to come in and then wants to see it get respected and then I enter. I just trust the level going into it. So I literally, as soon as this goes into this, I sell. And then, but then I wouldn't manually exit if it disrespected it. I would stay in it. But I've like some traders would like, they'd obviously see this whole retracement, they'd see it go into this 5-minute imbalance, and then they might wait for a bearish candle close out of the fair value gap, like say here, and then they would enter here. To me, I just don't see the point in doing that because you're just fucking your risk to reward up a little bit rather than just trusting the level and trusting your analysis, not waiting for like a candle confirmation. I think we might be in for a lunchtime stream, boys. I usually wait for that tiny confirmation. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Your system's your system. I just personally, I would rather just buy into the level. Really hurt my hand today. I don't know what I did. I did like a push session at the gym. Bit of chest, bit of shoulders, bit of triceps. Like the middle of my hand is just ouch. I just realised actually the value area levels I need to draw up for the AM session. The overnight profile, which is, oh come on, there. Is that extended right? Yeah, I thought so. We actually have a nice short like value area level to sell from, literally just above this high, the 1040 high. This has really just gone to sleep though. So many random dots from a fucking mouse messing up. Not yet, Chad. It's still in this range. Still in the range of the, oh my god, see this mouse? I have to like properly hold it. Otherwise it doesn't like stay on the actual screen. We're still in this range here from like that really this high to this sort of low. This is kind of the range that I'm waiting for it to break out of. Probably sit here till like 11:30, and then I'll end the stream and then post the result of whatever this trade ends up doing in the chat, in the Discord or something. Entered here, so 10:35. So I've been so far, or not 10:35, sorry, 10:37. So far I've sat through 30 minutes of price action after entering, and it's quite literally exactly where I entered. A little bit, literally, well, I mean, like a tick in profit. Back down to the bottom end of the range. Warned about the 3-hour trade, you sure did. You sure did. What are we? We're 1/6 of the way there, or 1/6 of the way to the 3-hour trade so far. Something's burning. Be right back. Are you okay, Mr. Geordie? See this? I just spotted this random dot on the screen because of the mouse being funny. Oh my god, there's another one there. Right, let me just go onto the object tree and see any brushes. See, there's 3. 1, 2. Oh, they're 2 separate ones. Okay, they can all stay. Back to the bottom end of the range. I'm getting hungry as well. That's my main thing for wanting to end this stream. I'm getting hungry. What would OTE be? Are we in it? Or we were in it, we did enter it. Back up to the high end of the range. It's just consolidating, just going sideways. My daughter screamed and I thought she said something's burning. I run upstairs and she's hysterical about a bug not burning. She saw a spider crawl into the dog's kennel, poor thing. Oh. If I've run out of all my music, I think I have. Yep. Well, back to the beginning. Yeah, literally, Chad. Literally. I mean, I'm a little bit negative now because I entered a bit lower, but feels like this always happens whenever I enter the fucking market at the minute. It just goes sideways. Instead of downward move, nice retracement, continuation, we instead get downward move, retracement, get fucked, Kai, going sideways. Boom. Which highs are you talking about? The ones that are like in this range, or the ones for like the very high time frame ones up here? If it's these ones, I'm not too bothered about these higher time frame ones because we had this 3 drives pattern here, so I'm okay to short away from that. I know I normally I'm like, I see equal highs and I'm like, I'm not shorting, but in that instance I'm okay too, since we had the 3 drives. We've knocked out these short-term equal highs here. Let me get rid of these drawings, they're a bit in the way now. So we'll see if we... Oh, what happened there? We'll see if we expand above this high. In which case, like I said, I will manually exit if we close above that dashed red line on the 5 minute. And in which case, like the idea that I'll be of the opinion that obviously 20% of the we completed the retracement on the weekly range. We hit 20%, if not 25%. Did we actually even hit 25%? I don't think we did. Just eyeballing it. 18. Midpoint of that. What just happened there? Oh, it's because they didn't draw it, because it's stupid. 7425. Come down. Yeah, that's not going to be 50% of that, is it? Oh my god, like, you saw how many times I just clicked template there. Yeah, fell just over, but it did hit 20%. That's TGIF completed. Obviously I did have the narrative of that daily fair value gap, so I'm not mad at taking the short, but it could have been avoided if I was being really strict, which, I don't know, kind of don't want to be strict on myself, because then I just don't end up taking anything. Volume profile actually does offer nice shorts here from like the way Cami trades it, literally from right here where we are. There's like a B-rated short. Obviously that doesn't really help me much since I'm looking for such a big move. That would literally be like a 10-point move on NQ. Oh, I'm so hungry. Hopefully I can close this trade soon. Oh, did you, Journey? You called the BNG from down here. Pretty cool if so. Completely didn't realise we're actually in it. At least the one I've got marked. I just tapped it. Again, nice place for it to continue lower if it's going to. I feel like maybe a lot of people have been trying to long this in here, so as we get closer to the lunch hour, it might want to roll back on these. And then as long as it can knock out like the low of the day, really, then I'm content. We're well below the midnight open, below the 8:30 open. And also one statistic I forgot to mention was that once we have... That isn't right. Just realised. Oh yeah, we must have hit 25% then. I didn't realise I accidentally nudged the TGIF thing. One thing I forgot to mention was that once we've done the TGIF retracement, the likelihood is that this is the high of the week. So we shouldn't, statistically, obviously we could, but chances are we won't see this high get taken now. Obviously we could see high of day and my stop get taken, but this high should be the high of the week statistically. Do we fuck Geordie? We've got foxes and pigeons. That's all we've got. And cows. Most dangerous animal in the UK, I'm pretty sure, is a cow. Like, they kill the most people in the UK, I think. I have had a cow charge at me though once, and I can confirm it's a scary experience. Wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Being charged by a cow or a bull. Yeah, my neighbour doesn't have cows, but they do have horses, and they do neigh. When they neigh, I can literally hear them, like, no matter where I am. As long as I'm on, like, at home, I'll hear them. Okay, I'm getting ready to potentially close this in the next like 5 minutes or so. Like I say, I need the 5 minute to close above that red dash line. Then I will close. Oh, that was a little spike up. Yeah, might potentially be out of this in the next 2.5 minutes. Just gonna make sure I didn't measure this. Yeah, I did measure it right. Check Australia's, Geordie. They got some bad ones. Spiders and snakes. Yeah, don't ever go to Australia, Journey. It doesn't sound, or don't take the girls to Australia. No, they have stables, Geordie, and like a big open field, not a farm. This is going to annoy me if it closes like just below where I'd manually exit and then spikes up to my stop in the next candle. That's the worst thing that could happen here. You've got the worst one here though, the Black Mamba. Oh, yeah. That'll do it. Don't actually know what the worst one in Australia was. They have the worst spiders, I know that. They have the funnel web. See you, Chad. Have a good weekend. We'll be here on Monday next week. You too. Let's see where this closes in the next 30 seconds. Oh, I'm gonna have to sit through it, aren't I? I'm gonna have to sit through this trade. Oh, maybe not. If it closes above 14150, I'm gone. Yeah, I'm closing. I'm out. I'm out of that. Not a full loss. I just wasn't willing to sit through that. Too much of a deep retracement. Not going to really likely go back down. So I'll check it later and see what it ended up doing. Whether it would have taken my stop or not, or just chopped, or even gone and reversed all the way. But that's all from me, boys. I've had another shitter of a week. 2 losses. I could have avoided that loss. Wednesday. Wednesday I could have avoided that loss. And actually probably somehow made money on that day. And I'll see if I should have held this one or not. But yeah, that's all from me this week, boys.